audio, video, rodeo. We are back. Minecraft 1.12.2 Embers. And mob grinding utilities. Because today's mission is to build a blender in the Nether. You know, exactly what it says on the tin. Before we jump out and do that, I did some testing offline, and I do need a 4th mob fan. And a few more fan upgrades, but I'm not clear about how many, so let's just grab the iron and the feathers and let it take care of itself. And of course a crafting table, so we can actually do this kind of on-the-fly modification. Other than that, though, everything should be fine. That's a lot of gas noises. I've only just arrived. No sound of the ghasts making the noises. So what is that? Oh, there's a ghast way over there. It doesn't matter though. I still have my wither skeleton shard, which this little trick is not going to help fill. Let's hear it for VCO attunement and increased speed, though, or else this will be a lot more tedious. I think we're basically at the pace of a speed potion 1. Permanently. Which is pretty good. It's a lot better than drinking a speed potion 2 and being disappointed. Almost there. Just need to follow the pylons. No. Huh. Did he not drop anything? Anyway, back to the road. I still need to bring some stairs along, so I don't have to jump up that. We could well be coming back here repeatedly. Wait, that was it. I knew I'd forget something. I didn't bring doors, did I? Nope. No doors. So this will take another step to complete. I've got to do a few things here. And the first one is make a little safe area to hide in. This little hidey hole will also need a door. We can replace much of this wall with glass. And our blendery-doo can go right there. Which, of course, means I've also forgotten the glass. That's okay, though. We have other priorities right now. Mostly infrastructure. So something I found out during testing, something I should have noticed. Mob fan upgrades width have a max of 3. And I need 4. A width of 4 to cover this entire room. Which isn't legal. So if I put that right in the middle of the room, show its coverage area, and then give it all the width upgrades it will tolerate, it won't take the 4th one, and it doesn't cover the outermost edges. We can't have that. So what I need to do is have one here with all 3 width upgrades that covers this edge as it needs to. But then a second one here with the last width upgrade to cover the rest of the room. Now both of these need height upgrades to make sure that blazes and baby pigmen aren't left out. And they both need distance upgrades. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them to make sure they reach the back wall. I don't have that many. Technically, I only need 3 each to get them into this back channel. And this guy here will need most of them. So if we do 3 distance and 3 distance, these side fans now cover the entire room as they need to. which means I can stop showing their area, because they do what they need to do. That's all we need to know. This thing needs its fortune upgrades just to get them out of my inventory. And our next trick is getting this fan to reach the blender. It also needs a height upgrade, and 1, 2, 3 distance upgrades. So let me make the 2 distance upgrades that I don't have, and the height upgrade. And now this fan reaches the blender. So now we successfully have an entire room where everything in the room gets herded into the blender. Which is most of what we need. There is one more element. I need another fan on the ceiling to push blazes down. Otherwise they will try to float above the mob masher and therefore avoid it. I also need 3 doors and a bunch of glass. But the most important thing right here and now is a lever. This lever. Because we need to be able to turn the blender on. And with the same flick that turns the blender on, we need to turn all 4 of these fans on. Which is why I brought this repeater and the means to make more of them. What is also going to help is a big frightening indicator light. So if that's lit, we don't go in here because it's a death trap. Oh yeah, if I just put this block here, that'll light it. So now I have a warning light. I could also turn this all into glass, so the spinning blender is perfectly visible. But the rest of the challenge here is going to be getting a redstone signal the rest of the way to those 2 fans, that fan, and this not yet a fan up there. I don't have the means to build my 4th fan. No, I have the extra fan at home. I shouldn't need to build a fan right now. Can I get a signal from here? No. So I need more redstone lines. Which isn't really much of a challenge. We lucked out in having this particular... Oh, go ahead, make me take it back. I was gonna say we lucked out by having this particular room generate completely indoors. But then it didn't. Now if I turn this on, the signal reaches. But does the fan run? It does. So I'll just place light there. And then go ahead and fill this in. It doesn't have to be pretty until I can see it. So we have one fan. The next fan might require this line to go down here. That's a cliff. I also need to be able to get behind these fans. I think I can just technically lay a line across and above them. So like if I do that, that should power them. It works for pistons. Hello. Could you not? Thank you. Now I just have to pass this line under the doorway. Up the outer edge of the wall. And over here. Which is very likely simply too far. But that's what the repeater is for. And it also specifically needs to not interfere with that line. Yeah, it doesn't reach. But I knew that. It stops just short, though. So if I hit that, and I do power the rest of the line, and are the fans running? They are. So that is 3 out of 4. Can also use a light. I don't know if these lights will stay, though. Because the nocturnal powder has this nasty habit of destroying light sources. Alright, I have my doorway. I need 3 doors. 1 more fan. Some more fan upgrades. And a redstone line that goes up here. That's still not finished. Oh look, we're up high enough. That was deceptively easy. Would you get out of the way? And that should power the final fan once we get it installed. Except now I have to have that ugly exposed line where it doesn't work. That's alright though. We have most of what we need to finish this off. I do not fear your fire. Your fire is nothing to me. The funny thing about forgetting the doors is that I knew I'd forget the doors. Because I always forget the doors. This could use some stairs too. So it's doors, stairs, glass, the 4th fan, a couple of upgrades. And then we should be ready to go. I don't have any spare doors. Glass, doors, the fourth fan. A width upgrade. A height upgrade. And we're done. Thunder notwithstanding. There's just this last bit of infrastructure that needs to be installed. But that's not a big deal at all. Where am I going? The wrong way. Oh. Stairs. We don't have much in the way of cobble stairs. Which means it's time to make a stupid amount of them. All of the stairs. And back to the job site. Tired of jumping up this every time, too. I didn't bring the cobble to make this safe. I can still make it stairs, at least. It's something. It's an improvement. No more dragons in this playthrough, but due to the security of our tunnel, you almost wouldn't be able to tell. Our stairs are also very rough cut, but that'll do it. Let's just not go that way. It is a cliff. And staircase the access point. Wither Skeleton ignores us due to our eerie insignia. Glass and door, and the killing chamber is complete. Well, almost complete. It still needs this. Big enough to push things down. That should be adequate. Now the last step is to install item collection. Which is doable because this little thing doesn't care about walls. I can just stick it here. And what this does is it automatically picks up every item that gets dropped in the square area. What makes this even better is, let's see, we're going north and east to get into that corner. We can offset this area. I just moved it south. Who knew? A positive north offset moves it south. And it caps out at -4. I didn't know that. Well, in that case, you need to go here. And then we do I guess no, negative west east also sends it west. So a positive north south sends it south, and a positive west east sends it west. How's that for consistency? Well, that's where we want the collection area. Now I need a fluid extractor and an item extractor. I have tried using these options, which allow you to allegedly output items or fluids in various directions. The fluid output actually becomes a fluid input and jams the pipe. The pipe pulls the fluid out of the hopper pulls the fluid back into the pipe, and it just jams in the extractor. The item output works, but it only works at the speed of a hopper, which is not good enough. We have our fluid pipe there, and our fluid tank here. And then the items we have our chest here, and the item pipe just goes right back there. Turn on that lever, and the system is ready. Everything else can be held on to. Turn the whole thing on. Blender runs, fans run, all of them. Might have wanted another door. Just to make sure no blazes get any ideas. But with the danger light on, open this door. Do not step inside, that would be immediately lethal. We take our nocturnal powder and chuck it in. And that just causes problems for everybody. Come to think of it, I can actually take this door and put it there. This being a doorway is not at all important. And that's it. That's the grinder. Rinse and repeat. I can add sharpness and smite upgrades to the blender to make it cut and kill faster, but they're not exactly necessary because nobody's getting away from the blender. And the reason we've set it up this way is because the nocturnal powder has a built-in failsafe. If I were to turn the fans off and throw in nocturnal powder, the powder itself has a spawn limit, which is enforced by the number of monsters in the center where the powder has been thrown. So what we have there is, 4 skeletons, a pig. There's not much there. That's it. That took much less time. What we're doing with the fans is we are as soon as a monster spawns, it is immediately blown out of the area of effect of the nocturnal powder, meaning the temporary spawn limit of the nocturnal powder is now vacant and can spawn more things. So it immediately does. And it just causes a cascade of creatures to sweep over in that direction and hug the blender. We have items coming out, XP coming out. XP is going into this tank, which goes home to our other tank at home and is automatically pushed into the XP tank at home that we can drain from. And the items just stack up here, which includes spellbooks, blaze rods, wither skull fragments. I should probably be assembling some of these wither skull fragments. But there we go. An infinite nether mob farm, as long as I have nocturnal powder to throw. The creatures simply cannot escape the blender because the fan forces them onto it from every direction, and you're making a liar of me. I'm gonna have to fix that. Where'd it go? I was a bit suspicious of these fence nooks, and now it appears I was right to be. Things can hide in here to escape the fan. On that side, I'm less concerned, because they just get blown away from that wall quickly. And of course I have my pouch where I can just send everything straight home and have it drained into the appropriate containers. Including all of this fun stuff, though maybe not the spellbooks. I don't think the spellbooks will go where they're supposed to. But look at that. A full inventory worth of assorted loot already. Due to the force of the fans, it's not even necessary to close the door. I just do for safety. And now we just have unlimited pretty much everything. At least everything Nether related. Coming at us with the multiplier of Fortune 6. I'll just leave some of this here for later. Turn that off for safety. And home we go to enjoy the spoils. Oh, this one's mad. This one is respecting the eerie insignia. And the wither didn't hurt us at all, because of my inflictor gems we established yesterday. Chicken? I have seen random chickens in the Nether before, and I always assumed that they got in through a portal and just wandered all the way here. So I had taken to calling them adventure chickens. Because boy were they on an adventure far from home. That's not how it works, though. The way skeletons can spawn on top of spiders as skeletons jockeys, zombies and zombie pigmen can spawn on top of chickens as chicken jockeys. I don't know how the baby pigman falls off of his chicken, but that's how the chicken ends up loose in the Nether. A chicken jockey spawns, and the pigman somehow dismounts. Huh? I don't know what stopped me there. I hit some kind of hitch and was blocked. So, the perennial question, will it blend? Yes. Absolutely everything in the Nether will blend if you build a big enough blender. My celestial crystals still not going anywhere. Ember crystals not doing that great. Power levels acceptable, could be better. Fuel level more than adequate. Also, there's a slime for some reason. Don't mind if I do. Our next goal involves getting the celestial crystals up and running to high enough levels that I can use them in a ritual. And then we'll solve our mineral problems completely. While I'm waiting on that, however, I'm going to have to build a starlight infuser, which is, as always, my least favorite structure. You know, it doesn't say that this structure needs a view of the sky. And it's not all that expensive. At least, not this part of it. Let me just prep some star metal. A starlight bucket. We need 6 pillar, 2 chiseled, a runed, 2 engraved. Two aquamarine, 2 gold. Gold not looking that good. I apparently need to cook some more gold. Do we have any bonus gold? We have bonus nickel. We have too much bonus nickel. What am I going to do with all that nickel? Well, I don't have that much use for nickel plates, I don't think. And nickel gears aren't a thing. Wait a minute. I smelted 2 stacks of iron, which means I have 2 leftover cooked iron worth of nickel. So I need to cook 1 more iron to get that multiple of 3 going, so I don't have any leftover nickel. And that nickel plate... Well, I will need some of these, won't I? For the forge... Well, it's forge cooler. I don't use the forge cooler. Ember siphon, don't care. Heat insulation, we have all of that we need. So, nickel plates are now useless. Nickel ingots always were. Unless you like nickel seeds. And who knows, maybe I do. I was in fact making nickel seeds to get to metallurgic dust. So, let's bar that nickel. And once this is over, I can start melting the gold. Extra star metal, extra charcoal. Is it dark? Oh, it's dark. So I should be on my way. Anything in the sky? Nothing new in the sky. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Don't want to fall down the cliff. Let me up. Let me up, tree. Thank you. Yeah, the eerie insignia certainly makes coming here a lot more peaceful. Because a certain percentage of monsters just decide, nope, he's not worth it. Alright, how did this go? Ruined, flanked by chiseled. Gold, star metal, engraved. Pillar. And I forgot the aquamarine. There is still enough night to correct this mistake. You didn't get the memo, did you? Apparently not everyone got the memo. That I'm too deadly and not to be trifled with. Next up, the structure. Which I will try building underground, because I'm a lunatic. Spellbooks in the overflow. Soul Walker's Ring. Runestone. That's an Electroblob thing. These are constellation pages. That's food. Skulls. I'll sort the rest later. There's no hurry. Alright. The nickel is stamped. Time to fix my gold supply. And this silly starlight machine, I'm going to put over here. 7 by 7 by 7. That's 7 across. And the 7 high also includes 2 levels down. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Automatic light from the thing. That yellow cube we made way back on day 1 or 2. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 7 is a small amount that goes straight down from us. So from right in the center, there's a 3 by 3 square, the borders of which get cut down. Now let's go get our laundry list. "12 marble, 4 chiseled, 40 arch." Do I have 40 arch? I actually appear to do so. 12 ruined, a lapis, and 8 pillar. I'm also going to need a little bit of cobble. Not that much, but just a little. Because there are gaps in the structure that need filling. The marble are these blocks down here. The ruined is this ring of 8, and the 4 corners here. Arch almost completely surrounds the base. Almost. These 4 corners don't count. Lapis goes in the center. We have 2 pillar, chiseled, and the little archway. The archway is 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. Can't have little dark spots up there in the corners. That leaves the infuser itself. And finally, "12 liquid starlight." That should be complete, unless it needs a view of the sky. And it wasn't specified that it did, so perhaps it doesn't. In any event, we made that so we could make these. No view of the sky required. Excellent. You always need more of these reso gems than you think. Which is a colossal pain, because there's no other way to make them. This machine is the only way. You can try throwing them in, but it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. The starlight has to be forced into them by this structure. Was 8 enough for now? I'm gonna hope so. Crystals, any progress? No. Wait, yes, this one's giving off white particles. It's ready. 50% purity. That's the worst yet. Try again. None of the others are ready. It's possible to get higher purity, and in fact more likely to get higher purity, by using the trick that we used last time with the collector crystal pointing at it and also pointing at the star metal block under it. But that takes longer and isn't here at home. So with all that in mind, what's our next move? Now that we have Rezo gems, we now have access to the illumination wand, but probably don't have enough starlight to actually make it. That's often a big problem. So I guess we're upgrading the altar, which is going to require one of these celestial crystals. So I kind of shot myself in the foot there. I could have used that useless 50% purity one for this. It's also going to take a lens, and I will in fact need several more lenses. So maybe we just go make some lenses. Wait. I don't have to go make some lenses. I can now make lenses right here, without costing the aquamarine. It just requires that I keep the starlight tank fed. Constellations? New constellations? No. That's fine, though. Oh, and we have our XP faucet all ready to go. I should probably have this actually over by the enchanting table. That would make so much more sense. We just have our tank over here in the corner. With this tank and the faucet. And now we can just happily do enchanting with all of what we've collected. Hammer is basically done. Axe, functionally done. Wait, well, I could put another efficiency on it, but I don't see the need. Pickaxe, definitely done. So that leaves finishing off all of our armor pieces. Respiration complete. Goggles complete. Cloak. Unbreaking. Can't afford. Pants. Complete. Boots. Finish off unbreaking. Need more feather falling. And the tank is empty. And I can still fit some other kind of protection in here. I think this is where we do projectile, but I can't afford it. And the tank is empty. That's okay though. All is well. There's always more XP in the local monsters. Of course, making these lenses is also burning time, which helps, because that's what we need for our crystals to keep growing. Aha, you are ready. 58%. Like many astral sorcery Machines, the items specifically have to be right-clicked into the shrine. You can't automate them. It's a similar story with the light wells over there. You can't hopper things into them as well, and even if you could, it would break. So I need crystal and lens. These extra lenses are spares. 4 reso gems, 8 ruined. And 4 sooty. And then once we do that, yeah, we want AI so we can take care of the tedious tasks, not the creative tasks. Unfortunately, the people in charge of making AI want to eliminate the creative people and put them back on the tedious tasks. Four runes, 68 bricks, 49 sooty. That's a lot more sooty than I have. $49. That's a lot of sooty. That is now enough sooty. Whoops, and I've done things with the bricks that I shouldn't have. The counts are off, all is lost. 12 base, 8 pillar, 4 chiseled. Is it daylight? No. That's a problem. That's a problem we can fix on site. I also left my bucket up here. Because of course. Every single time I do an astral sorcery craft that involves a bucket of starlight, I forget the bucket is in the altar. And we have a little morning siesta. Sunset. Perfect. Boy, that is a way down. From cloud to bedrock. That would be immediately fatal, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, and I need more relays now. And we'll need a selection of attuned crystals just for focusing purposes. There's always a lot to this level of the altar. Oh, come on. Is there enough moonlight to make this happen? Or do I need one of those relay charging stations? Or did I set it up wrong? No, it's set up correctly. It just needs the starlight to be way up here. And it's currently way down here. I don't think it'll cap out even at midnight. Well, no, it might. It might. It's getting there. But I'm definitely going to need a charging relay for the next level of altar. But by then I can just make a collector crystal, so it'll be fine. Well, I might need the charging relay to make the collector crystal, so I should just build the charging relay anyway. It can be torn down later if I don't need it. Seriously? Are you seriously going to stop right there, a few pixels from success? It's not rising anymore. I need the relay. Alright, that's too early. That's even earlier. There you are. No, that's the right icon, but it's not the right item. This wasn't too early. You. Spectral relay. Well, I did make a few extra lenses. What a disappointment. To have built a good altar in a strong star pool at the correct altitude, and it's not good enough. Two gold, two wood. My gold nuggets are being auto-filtered over here. I have to craft this in the altar. And then we need 4 chiseled, 4 arch, and a sooty. Is there enough night left to pull this off? You are in my way. And we are losing starlight because there was not enough time. And not even this thing can save it because I forgot that you need another lens to make this work. If I take this lens, then I don't have it for the craft. So we have lost a night due to unforeseeable circumstances. Give me that. Is there a constellation I can grab before sunup? No. How are the crystals while I'm running around like a mad person? You are ready. You are ready. You are ready. Nobody else is sparkling. So what do we have? 64, 67, 72. Can I not get to 100 without starlight? Alright, we're gonna brute force it. Okay. You do your own thing there, man. Or not. Get mashed. Okay. Unlinking this thing. Or no, that's not right. That one needs to be a block. This one needs to be a pane. And we need to go slightly higher. Linking to that block and that block. That block gets removed. Now, make a better crystal. And to really drive home every part of Make a Better Crystal, yes, keep this single chunk loaded. And we can also run this for infinite sand and aquamarine while I'm at it. Now I just need that to grow. And I'm not gonna hang around waiting for it. maybe that can give me better purity than the crystal farm at home, which really isn't working up to snuff. Now to have another siesta to accelerate time. Install the lens. And hopefully that will give me enough power to perform this. If it doesn't, well, then we're in trouble. Is there anything useful I can do with these? Oh, I can use them for my illumination wand. Also, ritual pedestals. Teleporters, perhaps. They could also be made into tools. Tools that, finally, won't set things on fire. Although that property is proving to be less irritating than I had anticipated. Well, all you have to do is get past that tiny little breakpoint that you were stuck on. And we've done it. The altar gets its final upgrade. Which basically means we add these brick blocks. I forgot that that's all this took. Still not good enough. I thought I could bounce up there. And there we are. Full power altar. Which only takes half of the necessary starlight. Because its capacity is so big. That crystal's at stage 3 already. Kind of a speed record. Oh, wait, no. Is it ready? Is it not ready? No, that was just an illusion. Brought on by the iron ore transmuting back into star metal. Meanwhile, our sand supply will never run out again. Because this is just going to run all the time, forever. She does plenty of aquamarine in the process as well. That 0.2% chance is not so small when we're running it for days and days and days. The only drawback? This noise. Constantly. So, for my next trick, well, we need to get the crystals up so we can make a collector crystal, or else we're not getting too much farther. A 100% collector crystal at minimum, and then 2 more for every ritual that we're planning to do. There's also the advanced sextant, which we never made, and never actually used the original sextant to its fullest. That could be worth tinkering with. We can now make super wands. And while Embers likes to have the Ember cartridge in the offhand, it's now not required. I could make a shield wand. I don't think a chain damage wand helps. We do so much damage per hit that consecutive successful attacks aren't going to matter. Chain mining wand. Don't really want that. That can be more trouble than it's worth. Avitas we know. Visio. A wand of Yeet Self. Really, Avitas is simply the best attuned wand. There's also our Irradiant Star here that we can use to reset our attunement, so we've arrived. It's just a matter of getting up to level 30, finishing all of our available perks, and then we can reset and do our final build. Which I don't know how I want to do the final build. Because I want mending. But mending is on the wrong side. Because all the other perks I want are over here and damage related on the edge of the circle. And mending is nowhere near anything. I can't get to the epiphanies from mending. I'd have to come out of the center of the circle, go specifically for it, and then go for other stuff, and that's just way too much. Blade finesse is crucial here. Just to keep on smashing things. I might have to go to the perk planner again before we do that. I could make our containment chalice to speed up this thing to our left here, the infuser. I'll need 5 more relays to make that happen. Wait, why are you quiet? You should not be quiet. You should be collecting more sand forever. What happened? Five aqua, 2 reso, 2 star metal. A sooty, and 4 gold. Seriously though, I have a chunk loader. This means the chunk over here is supposed to stay loaded. Which means the infinite sand physics machine should not, under any circumstances, turn off. And yet it has. %81 crystal. Good, but still not good enough. These crystals have to be 100% purity or nothing. Except no substitutes. So I imagine the next few days of playing this mod might just be fighting with those crystals to try and get the necessary amount. That needs a lot of power. That needs more power than this altar has on a perfect night. Well, damn. So I am well and truly stuck until we get a crystal with 100 purity. I could use a lesser crystal to try and get to that 100, but crystal's just so precious that it's not worth the waste. The crystal supply is high enough that I might be able to do another temper. Almost all of our armor is ready for tempering again. almost done with enchanting, so another level of intelligent might not be necessary. Let's try and temper my legs. Not good enough. Okay, well, I'm making a shifting scale anyway. Oh, so that's what the leftover ashen fabric is for. I should make some more of this then. Ash, ash, wool, string, string. And there were also lead plates to be done. What do we already have in here? Silver. Also nickel and gold to be had. Let's stomp out the extra silver. Alright, shifting scale requires ashen fabric, which requires iron and lead. Fortunately, I know exactly how much iron and lead. 16 each. I can even double up on the iron and lead. And put 8 times 4. And that'll make it craft faster. Hit it. There's our silver ingots. Give me lead plates. 2, 3, 4. Correct fabric confirmed. Fire. Replace with 8s and fire. Power. Kinda draining over there. But, we're still over the 2,500, over the 250,000 mark, so feeling pretty confident. It's because of all my power regulation. If I didn't have all these comparator circuits flowing all over everywhere, just running the melter alone would cost something like 50,000. Because we'd have loss on the melter, we'd have loss on the power going to the cell that goes to the melter, we'd have loss on the stamper. It'd be awful. Just missing power all around. Oh, I'm out of ingredients. Alright then, I guess that's all of our ration fabric. Next up, the scale itself is made with lead. And only with lead. 32 to 128. That's a lot of lead. Let's start with the obvious, splitting 32. And fire, with the expectation of failure. That sounded like a failure. Lead inaccuracy 79. So it's 32 plus 79. That's a lot. $32 plus 60 plus 19. Which makes for a grand total lead value of 111. Well, where have we seen that before? Well, 60 and 60 is 120. 90. 105. 111. Split. Recombine. 55, 56. That honestly would have been easier if I settled on that the first time. I need more lead plates. Correct. 55, 56, Fire. If you'd actually let me borrow this moment. I also need to flat... Well, I don't think I can flat stamp when there's molten liquid in there. Or molten metal in there. Give me that, flat stamp, put this. It worked, even with the molten lead in there. That surprises me. That's odd. That's really odd. How did I get 63 ash waste out of 32 ash that went in? Were the lead plates and the ashen fabric that valuable? Also, how did these lead plates get here? I have questions. So I've got a shifting scale as an example. I have one that I can install. And I have the materials to make a few more. Just to have them ready, I suppose. $55, $56, fire. Oh, okay. So each individual shifting scale is worth 2 bonus hearts. And it only grows 1/3 of the scale at a time. That's a lot better than I remember it being. I can also maybe make some more nickel seeds. once I run out of materials here. The ash is doing pretty well. Though I could grab some of my infinite sand. You know, only 31,000 sands, that's all. Two crystals ready for harvest. Are they any good? 58, 40. No. Another one. 41. Even worse. Our best crystal here is the 72. Which is depressing. Now, what else was I going to make here? I've already forgotten. Nickel seeds. Oh boy. 64, 17, and 32. Iron and lead. Nickel, shards, quartz. Well, I've got nickel. I barely have that in shards. Quartz is easy. Which means what we really need is the ash. Double iron, single lead. So 64 and 17. Plus 32. And the 64 and 17 become 4140. So we're looking for 41, 40, 32s everywhere. I apparently still cannot math very well. Alright, that's enough ash to do this many times. 41, 40, 32. We have another crystal candidate. 89. That's kind of up there. It's actually surprisingly high for an unaugmented pool. But it's still not good enough. Not nearly as bad as these 40s and 41s, though. Sprint bouncing. Ah, what? That's so weird. Keeping our head stuck in nothing. You are stage 4. That's harvestable. I got 2 of them. 87, 90. I think 90 is the highest yet. But it's still not 100. Enderman. You will feed my ender crystal. Okay, shifting scale is actually really good. They're not managing to break through the fake hearts. The only drawback is that I have to stand completely still to regenerate them. Where'd you go? Aha. And having to stand completely still to regenerate my bonus hearts is nothing when a significant portion of the enemies don't realize I exist. Not everyone is live and let live, though. Oh, okay. Shoot me down a hole. See if it makes a difference. This 90 crystal may be imperfect, but it's adequate. It's the best I've seen so far. Trove matrix-based material interface. That's what I thought. And I'll need this. $41, $40, $32. How many more? 17 more. Fire. I think I'm beginning to see a use case for those scales. You know, the things that automatically measure ash amounts. I think I'm beginning to see the point. Yep. I'm looking for 100, so nothing less will do. Stupid crystal, supposed to be doctor. Emotional damage. $41, 40, 32. Fire? I figured I'd trample that eventually if I kept running over it carelessly like I have been. And nope. Goodbye. Size up to 516. I still need like 14 more of these. I may have 1,000 ash, but is that enough? Maybe I need to run 2 of these. But then I need to power a second one. How did I get the math wrong on that? It should have been 17 removed from the pile. What? The math ain't mathin'. Did I just see you twinkle? No? No. I hallucinated that sparkle. Size 598. Get better, and I'm leaving. Also, as kind of an aside, we're at 51 aquamarine shell. Yeah, the sand generator can keep running. Also, as an aside, if I were running my Ember Borer off of straight fuel and not the steam engine and reservoir setup that we have now, it would have consumed all of that fuel by now. We would be out of fuel. 45. 98. The duality of man right there. Alright. The 45 gets junked. I'll just sit here and watch it become a crystal so it can start growing. And then we go back home to check on our other crystal that we're feeding. While the sand generator plays a drum beat in the background. It's like it's beatboxing. One of my starlight crystals is already broken. Gotta replace that. You get another dose of starlight. You get a 41, 40, 32. And we now have this 98 to feed. And you are ready for harvest. An 86. No. We sure are burning power at an alarming rate. The regulation of the beam cannon is also saving a lot of power on alchemy. We're hitting it with what? 400, 500 per? When the beam cannon's max power is up to 2000? I could be dumping 2000 power with every shot of the alchemy cannon. Boy, would that be a waste. I think technically a 98 could become a 100 if we keep feeding it until it splits twice. This 90, less likely to do so. Maybe I can turn this into lenses. Or maybe I should give up on it. Because I have a 98 now. Why can't you be like your brother? So at this point, I'm well aware that my Minecraft looks almost nothing like Minecraft. We're playing Minecraft without Minecraft. Let's not speculate on my personal history. I think I could actually get a comparator on this, and past this it wouldn't interfere. But then how do I get a redstone line to this thing? I think it's doable. It's ridiculous, but it could be done. Yeah, that's the idea. Where are my sticks? I sent them back through. There they are. These are also blocks. I also need to do something about this cocoa. That needs to go in the farm. Comparator, inverter, cobblestone. Does a torch on this block activate the emitter? If it does, it doesn't. In that case, we're going to put it there. Oh, I forgot about that lever. That lever will interfere. But this one won't. Or will it? Comparator, redstone line. Then I can't get out of this redstone line without passing under that lever. Or next to the lever if I chose to move it. I could put the lever above, but then I would have more difficulty reaching it. So that's not quite feasible. And it does have, the pipe does have to be where it is, due to pipe logic. You know what? There's a solution here we're not seeing. And this thing is vacuuming up blocks from a much wider radius than I thought was possible. I only want it to target this immediate 3x3 area, but it's grabbing stuff from way the heck over here. Anyway, the unseen solution is to move the dial to this side. And change the receptor to the near side. Now, if I take a comparator into the ceiling, I can get the line to go wherever I want. And that begins here. The only thing I can't do is take an immediate right because I have so many circuits over there. So I'm going to have to move up about 3 blocks and then get over here. And from here, I'm going to have to count. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish blocks. And 1, 2, 3, 3 more over. They're not quite in place, but near enough as makes no odds. This is the target. Power level 13. It's not going to make it, so I need a repeater. This, of course, does not have to be at max power, but I wouldn't mind if it was close. So we'll let the redstone line stop here. And then I take my inverter torch, and that's it. We don't need this anymore. The other solution is actually a fair bit dumber. Dumber because I should have seen it by now. And that is to switch these right back so I can actually read the ember value. And to put another dial back here. Which I think I want to do is what I want to do for just to make the whole arrangement look better than it would have otherwise. What's one more dial? If it's buried in the wall. And now it will read the power level of the receptor. And when the receptor starts to get overfull, that's when we worry about power. What? Where'd I place the thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That'll reach. See? And there it stops. With the receptor itself having 800 in the buffer, and the mixer centrifuge being full. There's the cocoa. It gives us spare wood. Really spare pretty much everything else. I haven't paid attention to the crystals I've been growing. I'm surprised this one didn't despawn. Maybe they actually can't despawn. This one is sparkling at a whole 45. That one definitely failed its test. I need 10 more batches of these nickel crystals. I see. We keep 17. And that makes the numbers correct. So I now have a full power astral sorcery altar, which I said I would try to move underground. But before that's possible, I need collector crystals, or it will never be sufficiently powered. Everything about this playthrough really is about power. Power capacity, power management, star power. It's just a lot. We have an 82. Another definite failure. Let's go check on our remote location. See if there's any improvement in quality over here. I also need to make more winding gears, so I can experiment with my boots and my hammer. You are ready for harvest at stage 4. What do you got for me? A 91. Well, it's better. I should have brought a very low-grade crystal, just in case we got a high-grade one. Nothing new in the sky. Take this 40. That one gets recycled. This has stopped. Need more sand in there. No, that definitely does not get burned. Recycle the 41. Cheeky devil. But I am beyond you. I am beyond your ability to harm. My powers are simply too great. You may actually be a threat. Or you could be, if you weren't immediately dead. Alright, we're gonna try another temper. Oh. Right. This overachiever has to be off. Failed. over a stack and a half of Ember Crystal, and it failed. What do I need to do? Well, I need one or two more of these. So we need to make some more bronze. I think. I don't have any bronze in reserve, do I? Oh, a little bit. A little bit, that'll be enough. It'll definitely be necessary to make more. But that's a later problem. A much later problem. Nothing in the bonus tank. Plate stamp. 8 plates. I did that so it would go up to the top row first and not mess up my stacks. My semi-meticulously counted stacks. How am I on copper? Ugh, definitely need more of that. The whole not going mining thing is just not working out well for me. Oh, we split. And we got a 100 out of it. The 98 split to 100. That's perfect. So we've got to grow the 100, keep it splitting, and also encourage the 98 to split into more hundreds. Or a 99. A 99 would be adequate as well. You guys just keep them coming. And next we'll need 111 piles to make winding gears. But our crystal projects are on the way. This thing's jumping up in size. Having split hasn't slowed it down in the slightest. I can also make an alchemical recombobulator. Just to have... oh, it's an alchemical recipe. Never mind. We have far too much alchemy planned already to be planning yet another alchemy recipe. Especially one where I don't know the material counts yet. But this should be the final nickel crystal seed. Then I can make my winding gears, and then turn the nickel seeds into metallurgic dust. I'm also going to take this 89 and 90, just to fatten them up, so I can use them to produce more liquid starlight. They are going to be fed to the light wells. Now I need 111 copper. $60, 100, and 11. Split and recombined makes 56.55. On bronze, and bronze, and bronze, bronze, and then for a change of pace, bronze. That's the one where it was removing 17. You two I'm still encouraging to split. You I just want to make big. 200 is not big. 800 is big. But could be bigger and better cut. $56, $55, gears. Now the first thing I want to do with these gears is put them on my boots and see if that improves either my maximum wind or my jump height. Because I'm pretty sure we figured out that I can just barely clear 2 blocks. Maximum wind remains the same. Maximum jump height remains the same. Huh. Well then. Give me that wind up back. You can have one of them. But my hammer is getting the other. Right after I check these. The 800... Wait, this is the 98. We have two... okay. Blah, 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 blah. The 89 I wanted to make big. The 90 I also wanted to make big and specifically cut. We have the 98 and the 100, which we're splitting. The 98 is almost ready to split. What? What? Oh. This needs another temper level before I can do that. So the Grand Hammer is currently going nowhere. And now I need to make metallurgic dust. With one of everything. Why do I not have a second silver aspect? That seems like a small oversight. So the ash values here are 2, 16, 2, 12, and 13. And the recipe is seed redstone grit. 20 seeds. Still growing. Still growing. $20 redstone. 20 grit. I stopped that at just the right time. I almost overflowed this ash pile and ruined these counts. 2, 16, 2, 12, 13. Fire. They cook up pretty quick, don't they? So I have this bottommost row as a guide. The upper row is my stock, and the middle row is where I place the necessary amount. That's a wizard. I need to go kill that wizard immediately. The crystals will keep. Wizard? Wizard? I know I heard a wizard. There's the wizard. Wizard! Wizard successfully smashed. We stole his boots. This one's done. This one needs to keep cooking. Our metallurgic dust stock is going up. Our crystals are doing crystal things. And this big crystal I wasted starlight to specifically repair can make more starlight at a breakneck pace. Hopefully it's worth at least the number of buckets that went into it. Did it finish already? I just finished counting out the next batch. 15 to go. You still aren't splitting. You're getting there, though. And you should be ready to split, but you refuse. That one's still growing. Always. Crystal farming is always the worst part of astral sorcery. But if you want the most powerful rituals and crystal tools and lenses that are worth a damn, you have to. $800 is good enough to get the cutting in. Then we'll go back to growing. That was easy. 100 cutting immediately. $12 more. I'm gonna go try another temple again. 2, 16, 2, 12, 13, fire, turn this off. So I can throw in my hammer and these crystals and end up wasting the crystals. As predicted, wasted the crystals. And now I have no more crystals. I think I'm going to have to call this the last one, on account of mostly running out of ash. Mostly, though not completely. Why won't you split? Nickel seed, grit, redstone. A little more than a half stack of metallurgic dust, which is really not impressive at all, given how unlikely it is to do anything useful. And I think for my last trick of the day, we're going to make that recombulator. So I need a lead aspect, 2 of them, because failure is expected. These have just been hanging out at 900 size the whole time and refuse to split. Oh no, I can't make 2 more lead aspects unless... Yes. We dug up exactly enough lead to make that, or exactly enough crystal to make that happen. Now I need more lead. Which we kind of don't have. So that's a bit of a problem. Maybe I can use some of this metallurgic to make lead happen. That's not lead. That is also not lead. No. Fancy, but no, it's only worth as much as iron. Back to aluminum. This is what I was trying to get the whole time. This is how we can finally get Aetherworks online. It might even be enough. We still need a lot of lead, though. Oh, and I see the sand train has stopped. If I'm not mistaken, I get lead out of silver. I don't need a whole bunch of silver, but I do need a whole bunch of lead. Do I need a whole bunch of silver plates? No, we're back on the forge cooler again. And other things I don't really care about. Focal lens is something, though. Focal lens improves both Blazing Ray and Cinder Staff. On the Blazing Ray, it makes the beam go through targets. It turns into a piercing beam. The Cinder Staff, it makes the fireballs homing, which makes up for, a little bit, the fact that they are otherwise very irritating and blind you while you're charging one. So maybe a couple of focal lenses are in the cards. I could stand to make a few silver plates. Let's say 6, and then I switch over to bars. But we have Ethereum shards, which means Ethereum is finally on the table. I can make lenses. Lenses go into prisms and amplifiers, and that will allow me to collect impure Ethereum. It also melts into pure Ethereum and can be stamped back into a shard. But the important part is that it combined with bronze in a metal former. And a decent amount of it, too. Like an ingot's worth. To make Ethereum metal. And these are only nuggets on their own. So they need to be used to make retrieval gear. So we can produce more Ethereum on our own. is going to be a soon thing. Well, on account of being so short on lead, I guess the alchemical recombulator is going to have to come tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Wednesday. So I'll just leave these crystals here, this in my JEI, NEI, whatever it is, and I may as well grab one of these too, just to remind myself that we have them. This way, when I come back on Wednesday, I won't be very confused about what needs to be done next. We'll have all the signs. So for now, that'll do it, with my machines are rumbling. I'll be back on Wednesday. Until then.